Welcome back to another BrothaG's video, and as you can see, we have the Odyssey trailer right here in front of us by Christopher Nolan and Universal Pictures. The official trailer is 1 minute and 53 seconds, and I remember seeing this in theaters, like the little teaser back in theaters. I think it was that last year, not last year, right? Or earlier this year, when Nolan teased this in the movie theaters. But anyway, so I know nothing about this movie. All I know is that Tom Holland is in this movie, and it's like gladiator fiction or something like that. So comment down below the lore of the Odyssey. All right, without further ado, let's start it. Okay. Universal SYN copy. Alright. That's a lot of bodies, huh? It's a fat ass
After
helmet.
years of war,
And also, who are these people?
no one could stand between my men.
Oh, this sound is amazing. Tom Holland.
Not even me.
From Christopher Nolan. Whoa, what the hell? There's actual giants here?
Promise me you will come back.
What if I can't?
The Odyssey. Okay. 7/17/2026. Yo, I need context on this trailer. I need context. I need lore. I want to know what's happening. Matter of fact, new rock star should have the answers. New rock star?
Welcome back, everyone. It's Charlie. Christopher Nolan finally released an official trailer for the Odyssey online. There's been one that's only been playing in theaters since this summer, and they just put the prologue, which is about 6 minutes long. And as you can see, pretty much every major actor in Hollywood is in this movie. That means if you're watching this video, there's a pretty good chance that you have a cameo in the movie, so if you were, congratulations. This new official trailer is actually quite different from the one that was playing in theaters earlier this year and the 6-minute prologue, although there is some overlap with what happens during the Trojan War and the Trojan Horse that we see during this new footage. At the beginning of the trailer, the dead soldiers' graves and armor on the beach seem like it's part of the same Trojan Horse speech that Matt Damon has across the entire trailer that is mostly narrating the trailer in a couple different parts of the movie itself. It looks like they've taken their armor off on the beach at Troy as part of their ruse to try and win the war by dismantling their ships, then constructing the Trojan horse so that the Trojans are tricked into bringing it into the city and allowing them to sack it. When he talks about nothing keeping him from his home, they show his home. He's the king of Ithaca. Anne Hathaway is playing his wife Penelope, and Tom Holland is playing his son Telemachus. It looks like she's giving him the news about her suitors coming to the castle after his long absence, and he's pissed off about it, like he wants to go out and find his father. Based on the trailer footage, it looks like Christopher Nolan's doing his take on Homer's Greek Odyssey in the Iliad. Everybody remembers reading about that in English lit class in school somewhere or in grad school.
I have never read that in my life. Yo, comment down below if you guys have read this book. in class.
School somewhere. Hopefully you paid attention at least a little bit, but you probably remember the stories at least a little. Christopher Nolan's Iliad cinematic universe. There are a lot of questions about whether or not he was just going to be using the title and it was going to be set during a different time period. No, this is set during the 10-year epic Homer's Odyssey story as you remember it from school. There's a lot of references to things that happened during the Iliad and during Homer's Odyssey, but the Odyssey itself takes place after the Iliad. But the Odyssey basically covers the 10-year time period after the Trojan War. So there's a lot of references to a war, an unwinnable war that he somehow won. The he that they're referring to who won the war is Odysseus. So throughout the video, I'm going to use this interactive map here just to show you his path over those 10 years, and it gives you a good idea of how Poseidon basically thwarts Zeus and Athena, preventing Odysseus from coming home, and how close he came to actually making it home several times. Speaking of which, thank you to Zogdog that helped to find during with Bernthal is in the movie with Tom Holland. They're reuniting before Spider-Man Brand New Day. Sony and Marvel didn't sound like they planned that, but it's just a happy coincidence that they're going to be in 2 movies together next year. This looks like him and his men in the sea in the early part of their journey. Notice he's got 3 ships with him at this point. Over the course of his journey, more and more of his men died, so you can gauge where they are in their journey by how many men he still has. He and his men enter the cave of the Cyclops and see it for the first time. Part of his crew running back to the ships. This might be after they tried to escape the Cyclops after blinding him early on in the journey, which is really where his problems start to happen and Poseidon starts to act against him. When they reach the black sand, this is supposed to be Hades. That's why the dead soldiers break through the surface and begin speaking with them. One of their men gets blown overboard during high seas. The storm is also Poseidon's doing. This seems like it's pretty early in the journey too. Then they end the trailer, and it seems like he's talking to Anne Hathaway, telling him he might not be able to come back before the Trojan War. This would be happening before the Trojan War because they're not sure whether or not they're actually going to die during the war itself, which he obviously did wind up surviving. Now covering all the other footage that we've gotten so far. A little bit of time has gone by since the events of the Trojan War, and nobody has seen Odysseus. They think...
What movie is this? Is this an older movie?
He's dead, they think he's lost, so Tom Holland's character has just gone looking for him, trying to get help from John Bernthal's character. John Bernthal is playing Menelaus, the younger brother of Agamemnon, who becomes king of Sparta after him. He is able to return home after the Trojan War. He was one of the troops who was inside that Trojan horse, as you can see in the trailer, recounts the battle to Telemachus long after he's returned home, and what might have happened to Odysseus. They since confirmed that Zendaya is playing Athena. You can actually see her behind Odysseus in a couple scenes here. So remember, Odysseus was the king of Ithaca. Notice on the map here how close Ithaca is to Troy, where the Trojan War.
Damn, bro, what is going on? Goodness gracious. I don't know what's going on. Yo, matter of fact, so I'm gonna stop the video right here and leave it to you guys to explain it in the comment section down below. You know, shout out Emergency Awesome, always give me a good breakdown. Shout out New Rockstar, shout out 3C Films, shout out y'all. But yes, comment down below, what is this? Please tell me. All right, without further ado, sayonara.